Hey everybody, it's Dr. Jill. I'm going to try something a little unique here in that I'm going live on multiple platforms. If you're here on Instagram, hello everybody. If you're here on Facebook or YouTube, hello to you guys. You'll see me looking just slightly back and forth because I've got a couple screens going, but I wanted to bring some really, really important information to you today. Um, as you guys know, I'm always on the lookout for new and innovative ways to help with air quality. And if you've heard me talk before, of course, you know I'm the mold expert. I'm always aware of all of you who've been suffering from mold-related illness and issues with symptoms, especially as we breathe and our indoor air quality gets worse and worse. So one of the things you've probably heard me talk about is air filtration and all the things we can do. And I'm going to go into a couple of the details on all of these today. So stay tuned. I'll bring you some solutions. But one in particular that's brand new to me, and I'm going to tell you about the research and describe what it actually is. Tom from Envirobiotics reached out to me and said, "Hey, we've got this incredible solution. It's actually called Envirobiotics, Biotica 800. I'm going to show this here for you guys on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So, hi, everybody. So, this is really, really an innovative solution, and I wanted to be sure and tell you. And if you stay tuned, I have got a code for literally 33% off a unit for you today. So I want to be sure and share that. The code will be Dr. Jill, but just stay tuned because I want to just first tell you about what is this thing and what does it mean and is it even something that, would be helpful for you. Like I said, I'm always looking for ways to help our indoor air quality, and 80% of the environmental toxic load, the air is the air that we breathe. And so often we're just going about our day-to-day things at work or in our car or sitting in traffic or near an airport, where all these places where there's tons and tons of VOCs, benzene, and the diesel fuels. And I just feel like more and more and more people are suffering from poor air quality. And this is all of the chemicals and fumes and things in our air. I just heard about MCCP, which I'm researching. It's kind of like a fluorinated compound that's being released, a chlorinated compound into our air. And many times, depending on the environmental air conditions, it's really, really high in our air and affecting our breath quality. So all of these things affect us, and especially in indoor quality, in your home, in your workplace, the air quality, and if you have mold related exposures or mold in your home, or you have had, you guys know what a big deal it is. And again, if you're on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you are, please comment. YouTube. I'm streaming today for all platforms because I want to be sure and share this. So the deal on this is this unit, like I mentioned, it's called the Biotic 800 from Envirobiotics. Wherever you are, I'm going to include a link. So if you're on Instagram, I have a link in my bio. So if you're there, just be sure and know that you can get a hold of that link by going to the bio. If you're on Facebook, I included it in the description, and I'll go back later to the video if you check it out and put a link there. You can also go to envirobiotics.com. That is envirobiotics.com, and use code Dr. Jill to get a huge discount during this next 7 days. So what is it though? You're like, okay, Dr. Jill, get to the point. So this is very unique in that it literally, we'll open this box together in a second and I'll show you what this is for all of you watching. But this unit basically actually puts, instead of trapping particles like your VOC filters and your HEPA filtration, which of course is amazing and important as well, this actually disperses beneficial probiotics into the air. And these probiotics are spore-based probiotics, also the kind of probiotics I recommend for the gut. I'm a huge fan of spore probiotics for other reasons. They work with really tough gut cases. And if you haven't seen, I've got tons of really good spore probiotics for the toughest guts at drjillhealth.com. You can find all of those there. But for today, this actually is a machine. It's called the Envirobiotic Biotica 800. 800 because it does 800 feet of your home, square feet of your home. So you can get a very large, many times a whole level of your home covered by this unit. And what it does is, instead of traditional filters trapping particulate like a HEPA filtration, actually has a type of screen that will filter particulate like spores and dust and dirt out of your air. And the filters that I really like, they will actually filter VOCs or volatile organic compounds. This is different. This disperses a safe probiotic into your air, covering surface areas so that instead of trapping particles, it creates this microflora umbrella up to 800 square feet. So let's talk about, like, what is the deal here? Because when I first heard about this, I was like very skeptical. So I've done the research. I've actually tried two of these units in my home and in my office for the last maybe 8 weeks or so. So before I ever came on here to talk about it, I've tried it. I want to make sure it worked and kind of did what it said it's supposed to do. Now, there's a ton of science on this. If you're like, what in the world is this, on Envirobiotics website, you can check it out. And again, today, if you're just watching, in the bio on Instagram, in the link description on Facebook, and in YouTube description, I will include a link to the website for your discount because we are offering a huge, like 33% off if you want to try one of these units. So basically here's how it works. Okay, so it rebalances the indoor microbiome. Basically, this is a soil plant-based derived probiotic similar to a spore that we would take internally that is designated to establish a healthier balance on surfaces. So it basically can literally chew up if there is mold growth or whatever, these spores will activate in moisture and decrease the dander and debris in the air. And what's been really neat is actually a lot of the first users of this was patients with extreme allergies and asthma because they really, really benefit from that decreased dust and dirt. And if you guys heard me talk about this in different podcasts and on my own show, Resiliency Radio, you've heard me say a lot, it's usually the dust and debris that's in our homes that actually holds on to the mycotoxins and actinobacter and all the things that cause us to be sick and react. So if we can just decrease that on surfaces, it's been shown to reduce mold spores, allergens, and pathogens at the source. So this literally, it's almost like it chews up. I'm being a little bit non-scientific by saying it that way, but if you want to think of it in a simple way, it literally, these spores can activate with moisture and actually eliminate some of the stuff, the dust that these allergens ride on. And in that way, we really, really reduce the allergenic content of the dust and debris in our home. So really powerful, brand new technology. I'm super excited about this. In controlled studies, this Biotic 800 reduced levels of E. coli, epidermis, and cladosporium in treated spaces, whereas levels rose in untreated spaces. So in spaces, just general spaces where this was used, there was scientifically proven reduction in levels of these things like bacteria, mold, and other things that cause us to be more allergic and sensitive. In a 12-week deployment at a police department, there's a study in Tel Aviv. This device registered for multiple fungi strains of pathogenic bacteria from a detectable level to completely undetectable in just 2 weeks. So it's got a lot of data too. And that's what I was excited about to share because the science behind the concept is really quite robust. And I'm sure we'll just get more and more. And the users in that study from Tel Aviv experienced relief from allergic symptoms like sinus congestion, breathing difficulty, and headaches. So, and in my experience so far in using this for several weeks, as I mentioned, I've had I can feel more clear. I really like how I feel. It's chemical free. So you guys, a lot of the things that people are using out there are like, spraying chemical or environmental things like that. And that is really harmful, especially for my chemical sensitive patients. This is literally a probiotic that covers the surfaces and can be safely used. If you want to know more, if you're just joining on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, the codes are going to be in the description for you on Instagram. It's in my bio, so you can check this out and see for yourself. So chemical free, organic, there's no sterilization. It's literally a probiotic that's safe for humans. And studies has basically proven that it is safe for inhalation, eye contact, ingestion. It's a probiotic. And, we ingest those all the time, whether it's in fermented foods or in a spore probiotic. So really, really powerful stuff here. Plus, it's really quiet. So like I said, I promised I would open it up and show you. So this is the box they just sent me. This is a new one to show you, but I have one running in my office and my home and have had for probably 4 to 6 weeks because I wanted to try it before I show you guys. So what you'll get if you do order this is tips for maximum effectiveness right here, and then owner's manual. And then this is the little container, and this does need replacing, I think, if 6 to 8 weeks, maybe longer, depending on how often you run it. It automatically disperses this probiotic every 70 seconds, your power supply, and then underneath is this little machine. And it looks like this. So it's just a very nice slim lined. It's only a few inches thick. And I had these running, so I can vouch for the fact they're very quiet, so they don't interrupt sleep. You can also put them on rest if it does bother you in any way, like in your bedroom. You can put them on a little low maintenance for sleep. Olga's asking on Instagram, is it safe for someone with mast cell and histamine? This is the perfect solution, you guys. I mean, that's why I'm here testing products and trying them for you because This is the best solution for those with allergies, mast cell histamine. This is something that literally has been shown safe for inhalation, eye contact, contact. It's a probiotic. There is not a histamine reaction to it. And what it does, it actually decreases dander, pet types of things. Our skin, did you guys know that our skin sloughs off in our house? And then if you actually do a dust sample in your house, you're going to find tons of dead skin cells in your dust. It's kind of gross, isn't it? And pet dander, if you have cats or dogs, I mean, all this stuff is in our home and it's kind of invisible, but it's the stuff that carries the mold toxins and the allergens. And so if we can eliminate that through this probiotic that disperses in our environment and literally, again, I'm being very simple in my scientific explanation. I can show you all the science, but it literally chews up the dust and debris so that there's nothing for that nasty chemical stuff or dander or debris or mold to carry. So anyway, if you guys have been listening, thank you so much for staying with me. The exciting thing is Envirobiotics, Tom, who's really the head of the company, has been working with me because I wanted to give you guys a really special deal. So for the next 7 to 10 days, on the link in the bio on Instagram, in the description on Facebook and on YouTube, you will see a link. You can click there and you can get, for a limited time only, 33% off. So normally this machine costs $299 and it's only $199. So that is just, I couldn't be more excited. And again, take it or leave it. Certainly, I only like to talk about products that really help patients, and I've found help with this. So I wanted to be sure and share with you. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to come back here and answer. And for those of you live right now, I'm just looking through to see if there's any questions or comments because I am here to answer whatever things you might have. Basically, this is a product that will help your indoor microenvironment. It decreases dust, debris, allergens that cause mast cell and histamine intolerance, also decreases the probability that mold will actually bother you. Now, I'm not saying this is a remediation kit. It's not. So hear me there. This is not going to remediate if you have a massive mold problem. But say you've cleaned up the mold and you're still sensitive, or maybe you've cleaned it up and haven't done a small particulate clean or fogging. I feel like this could really keep your environment in tip-top shape and decrease the allergens and the things that will cause you to suffer. And I'm all about decreasing suffering for myself and my patients. It's safe. And a couple of you asked on Instagram and on Facebook about mast cell activation, histamine intolerance. This thing is really safe. And again, I'm always testing myself because I'm in the boat like you guys with a very sensitive composition. So if it's safe for me and safe for those of my patients who are really sensitive, I always get really excited. So again, check out envirobiotics.com. That would be ENVIROBIOTICS.com. You can use code Dr. Jill for 33% off for a limited time. And also in the link, wherever you're watching this, you'll see that. It's safe, it's quiet, and those cartridges that I showed you, 3-month life, so longer than I even said earlier. I think I said 6 to 8 weeks. It's 3 months till you have to change that cartridge. So, okay, guys, hopefully that was super helpful today. And please do leave comments. Let me know what questions you have. I will pop back in and take a peek here. And as always, I hope you have a great, fantastic day, and we'll see you all very soon.